Good. Are you all ready? Kenneth? Good morning. When I became Attorney General in 2016, I established a very simple mission for our office, that every single Kentucky family ought to be able to live in a safe neighborhood and have a real path to prosperity. That's why every day we show up in the Attorney General's office, we focus on real practical problems that can afflict any Kentucky family. Those are the prevention and prosecution of child abuse, better protecting our seniors and all Kentuckians against scams and abuse, seeking justice for victims of rape and sexual assault, and finding workable solutions to this drug epidemic that has impacted every part of Kentucky. I don't think that there is a single person in our state that has not been targeted by scammers and targeted day in and day out. Every single day, con artists are out there trying to steal the hard-earned money of Kentucky families. And everywhere I go, I hear the stories about the letters or the emails or the calls that come into your cell phone minute after minute after minute. And everywhere we go, we hear about people who have lost significant sums of money, amounts of money that make a real difference in their lives and who are struggling moving forward because criminals have successfully stolen their money through scams. According to the Federal Trade Commission, Americans lost nearly $905 million in fraud in 2017. Consumer Reports estimates that that number is somewhere north of $3 billion. What it tells us is that scams are an enormous criminal enterprise that even with the work that we do are still impacting so many families. The money they take is real. It's money that families need for their gas bill, for their grocery bill, for their power bill. Every single time that someone is scammed out of money, it makes a real impact, and that person feels the trauma of being taken advantage of. Even though many of these scammers are overseas and hard to track down and be held accountable, I want you to know that my office works every single day to help everyone that calls in to our office. If there is a way to get those dollars back, we work hard to do it. And that's why I'm proud that over the last several years, we've returned over $1.8 million stolen or otherwise taken from our seniors and our veterans. And it's of great concern that increasingly these scams target our seniors. While many of us think we get an inordinate amount of scam calls minute after minute, our seniors get inundated all day long over the phone, through Facebook, through email, and even people knocking on their door. Reports show that our seniors lose over $37 billion a year in elder financial abuse. We owe it to them to do better, to ensure that we better protect them, which is one of the major reasons I started our Office of Senior Protection. And the scams that are out there, they change every day. There's some of the traditional ones we've seen, the grandparent scam, which is back and is stealing money from Kentuckians as we speak. There's the FBI and the deputy sheriff scam. There's the IRS scam and the sweepstakes scam. These scams are increasingly sophisticated. Our best defense is arming Kentuckians with knowledge, is to make sure that folks out there can recognize a scam when they hear it, so that we're not in the position trying to regain money for them, but they have never lost that money in the first place. So 2 years ago, along with a number of partners, including the U.S. Postal Service, we launched Scam Alerts. That's this state's first direct text, direct email scam warning system through which we send out reminders and alerts to over 22,000 Kentuckians as we sit here today. Those are the types of alerts that tell people that the IRS scam or the grandparent scam is back, that it's going on in a certain part of our state, or advises them about the newest, trickiest, or trending scams. We've issued more than 55 alerts to more than 500,000 Kentuckians through this effort. But we cannot stop this onslaught of scams alone. That's why we partnered with over 160 organizations in our larger Scam Alerts program. That is an entire community in Kentucky and across this country coming together, committed together to try to create that future where no Kentuckian is ever scammed out of their hard-earned dollars. Our senior protection staff has traveled this state, often with the BBB, other times with AARP, to centers all around Kentucky where we've held over 221 community events reaching more than 18,000 people. That is not possible without so many different groups and organizations committed to the cause. And it's something that we can all join in on, that no Kentuckian should have their dollars stolen from them, especially when they think they're doing the right thing or a good thing. The United States Postal Inspector Service is a natural ally in our efforts to prevent these frauds. We've joined forces in the past, and today we launch yet another initiative, a collaborative effort to help Kentuckians prevent fraud and scams through the Postal Service. The Stamp Out Mail Scams Awareness Campaign will provide posters in over 700 post offices across this state. Those posters let citizens know how to recognize, avoid, and report common postal scams. It is another effort to educate our public and to work together so that those people can know that they can ask the people in their post office, that they can call the Attorney General's office, and that we are all out there together along with the BBB to protect our citizens. But the Postal Inspector Service does more than just that. They work day in and day out to protect our citizens. In 2017 alone, the U.S. Postal inspectors removed more than 1 million illegal lottery solicitation letters, detailing almost 5,000 different scams. Think about that. That is over 1 million scams they prevented from reaching potential victims, saving countless dollars and protecting so many Kentuckians and other folks across this country. I am proud to call the USPIS a great partner in our effort to prevent scams. Joining us today is U.S. Postal Inspector Catherine Wooling, who will provide some remarks, and then we're going to hear from the BBB, another incredible partner here in Kentucky. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Attorney General Beshear. On behalf of the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, I'd like to thank Attorney General Andy Beshear for continuing to bring the Scam Alert program, Stamp Out Mail Scams, to the citizens of the Commonwealth. The Postal Inspection Service prides itself on working with state, local, and federal partners, like the strong partnerships we have developed with the Kentucky Attorney General's Office, the Better Business Bureau, and the U.S. Attorney's Office. I have witnessed the financial devastation these scam artists can cause their victims. I've investigated many cases where I witnessed the dire circumstances innocent people find themselves in after losing their life savings to a scam. I have personally assisted individuals by returning parcels they described as containing money sent to pay taxes on a lottery winning, or to help a girlfriend they met online. I've been the person that explained they were a victim of a scam. I've seen the effect these scams have on innocent individuals, to include financial hardship, embarrassment, and the fear of losing their independence. Consumers need to understand the scope of the scams we see is stunning. For example, in 2017, the Inspection Service initiated 411 new mail fraud investigations and saw a total of 464 convictions pertaining to open mail fraud cases. What does this tell us? It tells us a relatively small number of people can destroy many, many lives. A single arrest for mail fraud is often linked to thousands of victims, and these crimes now have no boundaries. We have cross-border protection or partnerships with Canada and Jamaica, but scammers know where to hide internationally, beyond the reach of state, local, and federal law enforcement. This is why I'm here today, to put the focus on prevention. Some of the U.S. Postal Inspection Service prevention efforts during the fiscal year 2017 included interdicting 13,724 counterfeit money orders and 550 non-counterfeit postal money orders that totaled $14.1 million. Wow. The Inspection Service also removed, as Attorney General stated, through an interdiction, over 1 million in illegal lottery solicitation letters detailing over 4,723 different scams. Often these letters contain counterfeit checks and money orders, And of those interdicted, the amount totaled $62 billion that was taken out of the mail system. Our efforts also terminated approximately 963 Canadian telephone numbers associated with scammers. Please sign up to receive the scam alerts. Encourage everyone you know to sign up. As proud as I am of our success finding, investigating, and arresting scammers, our greatest wish would be never to have to investigate these crimes in the first place. I suggest if you have a complaint, you've been a victim, to file it with the Attorney General's office, with the Better Business Bureau, and the U.S. Postal Inspection Service. I'm now going to turn it over to Director of Operations, Kim Swezey, with the Better Business Bureau of Central and Eastern Kentucky. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I'm Kim Swezey, representing the Better Business Bureau of Central and Eastern Kentucky, and I thank both of you for the opportunity to speak. We have such a wonderful partnership with these organizations. Oftentimes, we're the frontline folks. We hear about the scams. There's not a day that goes by that we don't speak to someone who has received a check in the mail for a mystery shopping job that they thought sounded so great, and all they had to do was go cash the check and wire some money through an organization that can make it untraceable. And to hear the sadness on the other end of the line when someone realizes they spent their rent money or their food money, it's real for us, and we are vigilant in this fight, and we are so honored to have these partnerships with these organizations because we are able to contact them at a moment's notice and know that they are going to take our call and they're going to take it seriously. And working together, we're going to be able to educate, because really that is the key, is education. We may never find all of them, but if we can educate every person here in the Commonwealth, I know that we can make such a big difference in stamping out these scams. So we're very thankful to be a part of this.
Thank you. I'd close by saying that this is the closest partnership and the greatest collaboration I think our organizations have ever had, but it's also a necessary one. As scams have increased over time, we must work better together and with so many different organizations to provide that level of protection that our citizens deserve. So I want to make sure that we get every single Kentuckian who can to sign up for scam alerts. They can do that by texting the phrase KYOAG space scam to the number GOV311. So with that, we'll take questions. Now, given that we are on federal property, we need to make sure that our questions in here are about this program or scams. And any other questions about recent events, I'm happy to take outside, off of that federal property. Anybody? There are all the other questions? All right. Well, thank you all very much.